Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev. So let's continue our understanding of the rationale and ritual of Gayatri Yagna. So we've had 3 sessions so far. We have understood the preparatory, followed by the purification steps, and then the energizing steps. Now we are in the phase where we are doing the invocation. Divine energy. In this session 4 covers that can be invoked during an yagna and what they are going to give us. So let me start sharing the slides. Okay. So in the last session, we started the invocation and the Avaahanam of 2 deities, Guru and Gayatri. Guru is the remover of ignorance, path. He enlightens the path in which we have to move forward. And then we invoked Gayatri, which is the Sat Buddhi giver, right? So what does Gayatri do? She helps us take the right path, choose the right path, and then wherever there is a path, there are bound to be obstacles. So the next Devata that we are going to invoke is Ganesha. So what is the specialty of Ganesha? He is the remover of obstacles. So in Ganesha Avahana, we are invoking that energy within us which empowers us to face the obstacles that come in the path of our goal. So I have an interesting picture that I want to share with you. So this has been extracted from a book called Human Physiology, Expression of Veda and Vedic Literature. This has been written by Dr. Tony Nader. He is a neuroscientist, a Lebanese neuroscientist who has received his PhD from MIT. And he is a disciple of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Okay. So in spite of his foreign origin, he was inspired by the teachings of Maharshi, and he studied not only Sanskritam, but also the Vedas. Now, as if reading Vedas itself is a challenge, what he did was something which none of us could have comprehended before he released his work on human physiology. He correlated human physiology and consciousness with our Vedic scriptures. In that, he has literally proven that our human body is indeed Deho Devalaya. Many of us have heard this term of Deho Devalaya, which means that human body is the divine temple. But what Dr. Tony Nader has done, he has gone ahead and shown which part of human physiology corresponds to which Devata. You can see here, this is a portion of the brain, which he has correlated to Ganesha. So we don't need to imagine how this corresponds to Ganesha, because even physically you can see the resemblance between this portion of the brain, where you can see the pons, a portion of the brain which corresponds to the face of Ganesha. Look at the detail, right? Including the eyes, which closely resemble Ganesha, not only in its structural form, but also in its functional form. Similarly, Dr. Nader in his book has shown this correlation between various devatas like Shiva, and also other scriptures, like you have the Rig Veda, the different rigs in the Rig Veda have been literally shown how you are indeed a Veda Murti. Right? Gurudev often says that it's not just he himself who is the Veda Murti. All of us are. All of us who have been bestowed with body is Veda Murti, and Dr. Nader proves it. So when you have the time and you get an opportunity to get this book, please do open and look at the various discoveries that Dr. Nader has done. So now let us do Ganesha Avahana. The Ganesha within us is getting invoked. So whenever we have this invocation, we are invoking these energies into our own body. So for the sake of the ritual, you offer akshata and flowers. Mentally, consciously, you are invoking this specific energy that is going to help you reach your particular goal into your own self. We proceed to Ganesha Avahana. After Ganesha Avahana, we do Gauri Avahana. So why do we do Gauri Avahana? So once you have removed the obstacles in the path, so this obstacle removal can be a very different thing, right? So when you're trying to remove the weeds in your garden, so those are obstacles in the path of the plant growing. So that weed removal can be a very not a pleasant thing also, right? So how should the removal of obstacles be? It should be with a purity of mind. There should be auspiciousness associated with the removal of obstacles. And that is what is taught by Gauri. So in Gauri Avahana, we invoke auspiciousness and purity of mind. So follow the logical order in which Param Pujya Gurudev has given us this Deva Avahana. So after Gauri Avahana, we do Hari Avahana. So once we have embraced auspiciousness instead of conflict, right? We are not removing these obstacles by force or disturbance. We are removing it in a peaceful and auspicious manner. So we open our consciousness to the noble inspirations that we get from Devata Hari. So he is the bestower. He opens up our consciousness to noble inspirations, and we do Hari Avahana. Even the shloka says, Yesham Hridisto Bhagavan. So where is this divine energy present? It is present in our own hearts. And it is, what is it creating? It is creating auspiciousness. It is creating noble inspirations in our heart. This is Hari. This is followed by SAPTADEVA AVAHANA. Sapta in Sanskrit means number 7. It has great significance in our scriptures. So, in our spiritual terminology, 7 and multiples of 7 almost denote infinity. Everything that can be described about this universe is done in terms of this number 7. So, you would have heard of Chaturdasha Bhuvanas, right? What does Chaturdasha Bhuvana mean? So, it to 14 worlds. So, in this 14 worlds, Earth is part of this series of 14 worlds where you have 6 worlds above it. Then we have Earth and there are 7 worlds below. They are called the nether worlds or the Patala Lokas. So this 7 is very important in our terminology. These noble inspirations come from all over the cosmos, from all over. Even in Gayatri Mantra, we refer to these 7 worlds. So you have the 3 Vyahritis where you say Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. The next 4 lokas are Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha and Satyam. So in this ritual of Saptadeva Avahana, we are invoking those divine cosmic energies from all over the cosmos.
Vinayakam Gurum Bhanum Brahma Vishnu Maheshwaran Saraswati Pranamyadau Shanti Karyartha Siddhaye.
So the next one is Pundareekaksha. So if you would recall, we had a brief discussion about Pundareekaksha earlier on, right, during the purification step. So there was a reference to Pundareekaksha. So Pundareekaksha, Pundarika means lotus. Signify. So if you look at where the lotus takes birth, right? So it is in the midst of mud, slush. In spite of its unpleasant surroundings, the lotus manages to remain pure. Our life should also be like that of the lotus, and we should remain pure in the midst of unpleasant and challenging circumstances. So lotus signifies the detachment. Because it is detached, does it lead a very mediocre life? No, it's very beautiful. It is the choicest flower to be offered to any god during a puja. So we should learn from the lotus to remain pure and lead a noble life in the midst of challenging circumstances. So a person who has this as the axis of his philosophy in life is known to be a follower of Pundareekaksha. So we are invoking this energy through the invocation of Pundareekaksha, also a name of Lord Vishnu.
Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Garudadhwajah Mangalam Pundareekaksho Mangalaya Tano Hari.
After Pundareekaksha, we invoke Lord Brahma. Brahma, as you all know, is the creator. So, the Brahmi energy represents the creative energy that is latent within all of us. So, you might wonder, what is it that we are creating? Where do we have the creative energy? We use this creative energy each moment of our life, right? If, irrespective of your profession, you can observe that you're creating something that you have envisaged in your mind, something that starts as a thought in your mind, takes a physical form and it gets created. So if you're an engineer, there is some concept, an abstract concept that is there in the mind, and an engineer works towards making it a reality. A civil engineer transforms a design that is in his mind to the paper, a blueprint comes forth, and then he works towards making it a reality, and a bridge is built. So he's a creator of that bridge. If you're an architect, the same happens. So you're designing a house and you translate that design into a physical house. So this analogy can be applied to anything that you do in life. And this creative energy is very important in each phase of our life. So we invoke Brahma so that we are bestowed with this creative energy.
त्वं वै चतुर्मुखो ब्रह्मा सत्यलोकपितामहः आगच्छ मण्डले चास्मिन् मम सर्वार्थसिद्धये.
So is it enough just to create? It is extremely important that we maintain what is created. So that is what is symbolized by Vishnu. He is the sustaining energy or the maintaining energy. So these creative processes need to be maintained so that they may grow and evolve further. So continuing on the same analogy of house, right? Is it enough to just build a beautiful house and then you don't do anything else after that? Oh no, it will be in shambles in no time, right? I mean, you will have dust all over. It needs good amount of maintenance. So that maintaining or the sustaining energy is provided by Vishnu. Let us invoke Lord Vishnu.
शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ज्ञानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्.
After Vishnu, you can easily guess who is going to come next. It is Shiva. So Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva are known as Trinity. Right? So they are the fundamental forces for creation. And Shiva, many of you might understand him as the destructive energy. But it is important to know that Shiva represents transformation energy. So there is a difference between destruction and transformation. So destroying what is in the present so that something better may evolve. So is not truly destruction because it is getting transformed into something more creative. So that is why this trinity, the energies of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, follow a cyclic process. So that is why Shiva is known to be auspicious and pure. You're destroying what is unwanted so that what is good and what is useful may evolve better. In this, we invoke the transformative energies of Lord Shiva.
Vande Devamumapatim Suragurum Vande Jagatkaranam Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrigadharam Vande Pashunam Patim Vande Surya Shashanka Vahaninayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Te Bhakta Janashayam Chavaradam Vande Shivam Shankaram.
After understanding the creative energy, the maintaining energy, and the transformative energy, so we need to understand about an energy that enables us to be beyond all these three activities in the universe. And that power is called Trayambaka. Cycle of life and death continues, and we have to be able to pause, step back, and look at these cyclic processes from a distance. That is what is meant as Amritatva or immortality. To be able to understand and move beyond this cycle of life and death, denoted by Trayambaka, which is again an aspect of Lord Shiva.
Om Trayambakam Yajamare Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormukshiyamamrita.
So a person who has realized the value of life, value of death, and has an understanding of moving beyond them, also begins to realize what is ego. Okay? So he learns to move beyond the ego. So he learns that it is not the individual that is important, but it is the collective effort that is important for attaining any meaningful goal in life. And that collective effort or the Sanghatan Shakti is denoted by Durga. So if you look at how Goddess Durga is born, you will recall a story in which no single Devata is unable to face the demons, and they all come together and form Goddess Durga. So if you look at the weapons or the ayudhas in the hands of Durga, you will see that all of them have been given by each of the divine energies that we have discussed so far. So you see this Trishul that has come from Lord Shiva. You see the Sudarshana Chakra that has come from Lord Vishnu. So similarly, all the Devatas contribute, give their energy so that a more mammoth, a more giant force can be formed that can tackle the asuras or demons. And you know that Durga, she slays all these demons and comes out victorious. So she represents the collective effort. So in life, whenever we want to do something meaningful, something noble, you have opposition that comes from all corners. It comes from your own self to start with, then from your family, then from the society. But the best thing is, the moment you see that there is an opposition, you can be sure that you are on the right path. Because whenever somebody tries to do something good, there is bound to be opposition. And that itself is a testimony that you're doing something good. So opposition is not something to be worried about. It is just that we have to equip ourselves with the collective effort of similar-minded people so that we can come over these obstacles and opposition and emerge victorious like Goddess Durga. So let us invoke Durga Shakti or the Sangatana Shakti. So after the discussion of asuras and obstacles and opposition and challenges in life, here comes invocation of the next Devata. She is Goddess Saraswati. This is a reminder to us that in our path of life, in our path towards our goal, where we are so busy taking the challenges in life and winning over them and getting serious about everything that is going on. So there needs to be an aspect of life which is very important, and that is to be able to enjoy life. So while doing all this, while pursuing your goal, you should not lose sight of this important aspect wherein you're supposed to be enjoying your life. You're supposed to be delighted by what is happening around you. So that is what is symbolized by Saraswati. So she Saraswati. So that rasa in life, that enjoyment in life should not be lost in your serious pursuit of your goal. So that balance of knowledge, action, and enjoyment is what is symbolized by Saraswati. So that is why we know her to be the goddess of all knowledge and also the various art forms symbolized by Goddess Saraswati. So let us invoke her through this mantra.
Shuklam Brahma Vicharasar Paramam Adyam Jagat Vyapini Veena Pustakadharini Abhayadam Jadyandakarapaham Svatikamalikam Vidadatim Padmasane Sansthitam Vande Tam Parameshwarim Bhagavatim Buddhipradam Sharadam.
So you have the knowledge from Saraswati. You need the resources, and that is where comes Mahalakshmi. She is the deity of prosperity and resources. Not just for doing this yajna, but for you in all walks of life, you need resources. So Mahalakshmi is not said to be the goddess of just wealth or money, because wealth is different from resources. Resources is a much higher concept which encompasses everything that you need for your prosperity. So, for example, a person lost in the sea wants water for his survival. So, if you go and give him money, is it of any value to him? No. When he's thirsty, when he's starved for food and water, if you go and give him 1,000 rupee notes, that is not prosperity for him. So Goddess Lakshmi bestows us what is required in that phase of life so that we may be prosperous and happy. So let us invoke Goddess Lakshmi so that there is no dearth of resources. There is no lack of resources in our life.
आर्द्रां यः करिणीं यष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः.
Talking of resources, we should realize that time is a very precious and important resource, which we many times forget how important a resource it is. So, Kali or Mahakali represents time, the resource of time. And we should learn from Mahakali how to utilize this time. Other resources, be it money or anything else, is variable, right? Some people might have less, some people might have more of it. But it is time which is distributed equally to all beings. All of us, of course, on planet Earth, have 24 hours per day in our life. And this is fixed. So it is really up to us how we manage this time and make best use of it so that we can progress and bring prosperity to ourselves in this life. So we should learn time management from Mahakali. She also represents destruction of evil and anything inauspiciousness. So in our path of time management, what is evil? So anywhere we waste time, it is evil and it needs to be destroyed. So we invoke Goddess Kali. She is the counterpart of Shiva, Mahakal and Kali. So you will see this yugma or couple or pair, these energies that are represented in our Puranas as the male and the female energy. So we invoke the power of Kali through this shloka.
कालिकां तु कलातीतां कल्याणहृदयां शिवां कल्याणजननीं नित्यं कल्याणीं पूजयाम्यहम्.
The next aspect that we should understand is realizing the importance of change in our life. In spite of having all the knowledge that we have accumulated so far, our life should not become stagnant. It should continue to be flowing. So all the impurities that you have left, they should be left behind and you should move ahead, because you will always see that however pure water is, once it stagnates, it can not remain pure for a long time. So it is flowing water that is pure. So Ganga represents that ability to be able to move ahead and continue to remain pure and to embrace change.
विष्णुपादाब्ज सम्भूते गङ्गे त्रिपथगामिनि धर्मद्रवेति विख्याते पापं मे हर जाह्नवी.
Next, we invoke the THEERTHA Devatas. So, Tirthas, if translated to English, are pilgrim centers. These pilgrim centers have emerged so that there are charging places of spiritual energy. So, you have concentrated spiritual energy in these pilgrim centers, and those who visit them absorb these divine energies so that their consciousness may be purified. But if you think about this state in which the present day pilgrim centers are, you will equate them to be touristy spots, right? Somewhere where you just go and look at the beauty of the place, if there is any left, because many of the pilgrim centers are devoid of purity or devoid of beauty these days, because we have been abusing them. We are not utilizing them the way they should be utilized. So instead of them acting as a catalyst to our inner journey, we lose our existing peace also when we go to these Tirtha Stalas or pilgrim centers. Parampochi Gurudev realized this, and that is why he developed Shanti Kunj as Yug Tirth, so that the sanctity of the true Tirtha is preserved, and those who come in contact with this Tirtha Stala really gets transformed. His consciousness gets transformed and he gets energized. So that is why all of us who have gone to Shanti Kunj will bear testimony to this fact that this is a real Tirtha. So we invoke the Tirtha Devata through this mantra.
पुष्करादीनि तीर्थानि गङ्गाद्याः सरितस्तथा आगच्छन्तु पवित्राणि पूजाकाले सदा मम.
After this, we move to Navagraha Avahana. We live in this world which is called Prapancha. It means it is a fivefold universe. And why is this called fivefold? Because you pick anything that exists in this universe, it comprises of one or more of the five elements, which is Prithvi or the earth element, Jala or the water element, Agni or the fire element, Vayu or the air element, and Akasha or the space element. So anything that you pick belongs to one or more of these five elements, which are called Panchatattvas. So this fivefold universe of ours is governed by energies from 9 planets. They are the Navagraha. In our spiritual concepts, there is a principle called as above, so below. Jaisa Pindand, Vaisa Brahmand. So whatever is above, you have a replica of it, version in the individual self. So whatever energies that are coming from the cosmos need to be harmonized within the individual self. So the energies that we are receiving from these 9 planets when we absorb them and harmonize them with our individual self, it leads to great spiritual progress as well as material progress. So, with this, we invoke the Navagrahas.
Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Bhanashi Bhumi Suto Budhascha Guruscha Shutraha Shani Rahu Ketavaha Sarve Graha Shantikara Bhavantu.
In addition to the Navagrahas, there are many other cosmic energies that are present all around us, which play the role of a mother. These energies protect us and nourish us. So, these energies are invoked in the form of Shodashamatrika and Saptamatrika. So, let us invoke these motherly energies so that us nourish us and guide us.
Gauri Padmashati Medha Savitri Vijaya Jaya Devasena Swadha Swaha Mataro Loka Mataraha Kritihi Pushtistatha Tushtihi Atmanaha Kula Devata Ganeshenadhikayeta Vriddhau Pujaścha Shodasha Kirtirlakshmirvitirmedha Siddhi Prajna Saraswati Mangalyeshu Praputyascha Saptaika Divya Mataraha.
Invoke Vastudeva. So, Vastudeva represents the energies that are flowing to us from different directions. If we look closely at creation, you will realize the geometry that is inherent in it. You pick a flower or a leaf or a tree, you realize what a great geometrician the creator is. So we have to align to this geometry inherent in creation. We have to align to the energies that are flowing to us from these different directions. So from east, you have certain creative energies flowing to us. And if you are receptive to that, and if you stay in a place that enables you to make use of these different energies from different directions, they act as a catalyst for your spiritual progress. So we invoke Vastudeva.
Nagaprishta Samarudham Shulahastam Mahabalam Patalanayakam Devam Vastudevam Namamyaham.
After invoking Vastudevata, now we invoke KSHETRAPALA, which is the reigning deity of a particular place. Today, we are performing yajna in this particular place and we are seeking the blessings of the deity that is governing this place, the KSHETRAPALA.
Kshetrapalan namasyami sarvarishta nivarakan asya yagasya siddhyartham pujaya radhikan maya.
So this complete completes the invocation of all divine energies that we have invited today to be present, not just within this Yagnashala, but also within our inner self, so that we may be able to utilize those energies in life. So the devatas that have been invoked, we offer our namaskaram to them in this next ritual, which is called the Sarvadeva Namaskaram. In this, you will see the beauty of offering namaskaram to these devatas in their couplet form, right? You see that Siddhi Buddhi Sahita Shriman Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. So, what are the energies of Mahaganapati? They are Siddhi and Buddhi. So, whenever we talk about a goddess being the wife or a consort of a devata, we should understand that she represents the Shakti or the energy aspect of the devata. That is why you always have them invoked in that order. So you see that Lakshmi Narayanabhyam, Uma Maheshwarabhyam. So everywhere you invoke these energies and offer your gratitude to them in their both the female and the male aspects, which is the Prakriti and the Purusha aspects of these divine energies.
Om Siddhi Buddhi Sahitaya Sriman Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Lakshmi Narayanabhyam Namaha. Om Uma Maheshwarabhyam Namaha. Om Vani Hiranyagarbhabhyam Namaha. Om Shati Purandarabhyam Namaha. Om Mata Pitri Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Om Kuladevatabhyo Namaha. Om Ishtadevatabhyo Namaha. Om Gramadevatabhyo Namaha. Om Sthanadevatabhyo Namaha. Om Vastudevatabhyo Namaha. Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namaha. Om Sarvebhyo Brahmanebhyo Namaha. Om Sarvebhyo Tirthebhyo Namaha. Om Etat Karma Pradhana Shri Gayatri Devyai Namaha. Om Punyam Punyaham Dirghamayurastu.
So after completing Sarvadeva Namaskaram, we move to Shodashopachara Puja. Culture, there are 16 ways of offering respect to the gods. So it is just like whenever you have a guest at your house, right? You invite them in, you offer them various refreshments, you ensure that they're comfortable. So it is a way of showing how much you appreciate their presence in your house. Similarly, for all the devatas, for all the divine energies that we have invoked, we offer our respects through the Shodashopachara Puja.
Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namaha. Avahayami Sthapayami. Asanam Samarpayami. Padyam Samarpayami. Argyam Samarpayami. Achaman समर्पयामि गन्धं विलेपयामि अक्षतान् समर्पयामि पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि धूपम् आघ्रापयामि दीपं दर्शयामि नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि ताम्बूलपूगीफलानि समर्पयामि दक्षिणां समर्पयामि सर्वाभावे अक्षतां समर्पयामि ततो नमस्कारं करोमि ॐ नमोऽस्त्वनन्ताय सहस्रमूर्तये सहस्रपादाक्षिशिरोरुबाहवे सहस्रनाम्ने पुरुषाय शाश्वते सहस्रकोटियुगधारिणे नमः सहस्रकोटियुगधारिणे नमः.
So, when we say we are offering respects, offering our gratitude to all these divine energies, we should also take a sankalpa that all these divine energies that we have invited or invoked into our own self, they will be maintained and sustained continuously in ourself. So that is the method in which we show respect to them. So this marks the completion of the Deva Avahana and the following puja and the namaskarams that we offer to the deities that we have invoked. So in the next session, we will continue with the next rituals following this. So I think we can break for any questions that are there from this session. So there is a question that has come. So the question is that, okay, there are some preparatory karma kanda that are done before you start the yajna. But if they are excluded when we do this yajna in a simplified form, in a regular manner at home, is it okay or not? It is perfectly okay, because Parampuja Gurudev himself has given us yajnas with various levels of detail. Okay, so the regular Agnihotra that we perform at home, we need not do the steps related to Vyasapita Vandhana and all those, because here you are doing it at an individual level, you're doing it at home. So you are not doing in a place where this yajna is being performed by other people and you are the acharya there. So it is okay if you exclude those steps. That is why it is very important for us to understand why a particular ritual is performed and what is the context for it. So if we understand the context, we will also know whether it is required or not for our purpose. So if you're doing it at home, then of course you need not do the Vyasapita Vandana, Saraswati Vandana, which are done by the Acharya when he is conducting a yajna. So we can continue replying to any questions that you all have in the WhatsApp group, and we will conclude our session for today. We will do Shanti Pat. ॐ द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिः आपः शान्तिः ओषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिः विश्वे देवा शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितुर्दुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्नासुव ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वारिष्टान् सुशान्तिर्भवतु। जय गुरुदेव।